Hey everybody, this is Mary with Stamps and Lingers, and I'm here today to bring you a tutorial for Splitcoaststampers. I have a fun fold card for you. This is called a tower fold, and it's kind of cool because, well, it looks really cool, and it also fits in a regular A2 size envelope. So that was the front, here is the back, and I'm going to show you right quick how to put this together. Now, to start with, I have a piece of cardstock. In this case, it's Pale Papaya from Stampin' Up. It is 5.5 by 8 1/4 inches long. And I am going to score it using my scoring tool. And you guys will have the picture that I have done of the template. So we're going to score along the long side at 1, 2, 3, 5 1/4, 6 1/4, and 7 1/4 inches. All right, so let me just do that right quick like a bunny. There's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 5 1/4, 6 1/4, and 7 1/4. Okay, very complicated math, and that is all we need the score tool for. You could, of course, also do this with your trimmer. I just find it easier to do with my scoreboard. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a series of cuts. And this template also shows you how that is, and you can see what I'm fixing to do. I'm going to make cuts at the 1 inch, the 2 inch, and then I'm going to turn and do 1 inch and 2 inch between these score lines, okay? So let me show you how that looks. All you got to do is we're going to first put the left side against the 1 inch mark, like so, and bring the cutting portion of the tool up, and it's going to start at the 1 inch mark, which is really just the first score line, and I'll go down to the 3 inch mark. Then I'm just going to pick this up and roll the cutter down to 5 1/4, which is the next score line, and then cut to the 7 1/4. Okay, then I will push everything over, line the left side up with the 2 inch mark, and rinse and repeat. Easy peasy. Okay, so 1 to 3, and 5 1/4 to 7 1/4. Okay, so that is one side done. Then just flip 180 degrees. Put the left side at 1 inch again. And starting at the 1 inch mark, going down to 3, pick the trimmer blade up, go to 5 1/4, down to 7 1/4, and then push the left side to the 2 inch mark, and one more time. Like watching cement dry, isn't it, guys? Sorry. Okay, so there's 1 to 3, and then 5 1/4 to 7 1/4. And that is all for the cuts. So we'll set this aside now, and let's talk about the folding. So the second template that you're going to have with this tutorial is my folds template. Very, very complicated looking, actually. M is for mountain, V is for valley. So you can see we're going to have valleys at both sides, and then it's going to alternate mountain and valley. These middle score lines do not fold at all. All right, so let me just kind of show you how to do that. We'll start by folding on the edges. We'll get those done first. And of course I have, I don't know where my bone folder is. I got everything out except the bone folder, which was really so handy. Okay, so we'll go like that, and then turn and do the other side, okay? Now, to make these folds, what you're gonna do, this one is gonna be mountain, this is gonna be valley, mountain, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, okay? So what you're kind of gonna do is, it's a little bit, you just kind of have to play with the paper a little bit. Fold those the way they go. The middle ones go opposite. So that's really all you're looking for, is to get it to go opposite. So just fold and then push that down and fold. And eventually, as the paper kind of gives way, as that those fibers give way, then it starts to cooperate and get into position. So you've got one side done, and we'll just do the same exact thing on the other side. So again, it's just a matter of playing with it until the cardstock yields to your will. It's paper. It needs to do what you say. Okay. And then we'll just give that a little rub. And that, y'all, is the basis. That's it. That is exactly how difficult a tower fold card is. Okay? So now all I'm going to do is decorate it. And I've done a bunch of pre-cutting, aren't you glad? And pre-gluing so that you won't have to watch that, because who needs to do that on their day? All right, now I am using the hand-penned petal set from the new 2021-2022 annual catalog. The DSP that I have is hand-penned DSP, and I've used the dies from the penned floral set to cut out some of my images. You can use whatever you want, whichever pattern paper makes you happy for this will be perfectly fine. Now, I do want to give you a tip. Sometimes paper has ups and downs and ins and outs. So I would recommend cutting your paper so that it is portrait, right, for this. And we're just going to have a couple of pieces. I have matted this on Misty Moonlight. So Misty Moonlight is my coordinating color. And really all I'm going to do now is just go ahead and use some liquid glue to adhere all of these pre-cut and pre-matted pieces. Now you could use any adhesive that you like. I recommend using something like liquid glue so that you have a little bit of wiggle time so that you can get things lined up exactly how you like them. All right. And just do all of these now. What's fun about this is the really hard part of the tower fold, which is not at all hard at all, you've already seen. So once you get to this point, obviously you can decorate however you like with whatever paper or stamp sets that you prefer. Okie doke. All right, now I have a couple more pieces. This is just coordinating DSP. It's the same DSP. You can kind of push the card down so that it's flat, and that makes it a little bit easier to get everything adhered correctly. It's not very easy to do it when it's all popped up. Just throwing that out there for you. So we just got these to do, and then we'll put the real decorations on. This is part of the cake for me. Now we're getting ready to head to the icing portion of the program. All right. So I've just cut and matted all of these little pieces of DSP on Misty Moonlight. I used liquid glue, but again, of course, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so there it is, and you can see it still pops up. Now, I've used the stitched shapes dies from Stampin' Up, and these are the largest of the square dies, if you have that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these on in a kind of a diamond format. And for this, I like to put the glue on the card base itself. Give it a little push. There we go. Kind of line everything up. Use your calibrated eyeball to make it perfect. Or, you know, sort of perfect. And then we'll do the same for the second diamond. Reason I do the card base instead of the diamonds is because I really don't want any glue out here so that it doesn't interfere with the movement of the card. So by putting the glue on the card base itself, I am relatively assured that everything is where it needs to be. Also, note, you don't want your tips to go beyond the top and the bottom of the card base, because otherwise you kind of start to mess up your ability to put it in your envelope. Okay, on the white stitch shape square, I am going to stamp the hand-penned petals sentiment in Misty Moonlight. It just says thanks. Really pretty font. I love it. And we're going to put it down in this corner like so. Remember, when you're stamping, y'all, don't rock, because I can tell with this photopolymer image that I have a little ink where I didn't want it on the stamp. And if I rock, I'm going to have that on my die cut, which then means I have to do something different. Alrighty. we'll bring this back in and again put some glue on the card base itself, right in here. And we're going to put this on straight. And again, you're just going to kind of eyeball top and bottom, left and right, to get it as centered as you can. Oops, you got to give that glue just a second to set up. Again, you could use whatever adhesive that you liked, but I like the liquid glue. Okay, now I made some decorations. These are part of the hand-penned petal suite. Actually, to make these, I stamped this image and then this image both in the new soft succulent on soft succulent cardstock and cut them with the die that is in the set, this one right here. And I am just going to adhere them to the card front with a little bit of liquid glue. Like right about there. And the other one will be on the other side of this flower that I've done. Okay, go right there, like that. And if you get a little jiggy with the ink, just wipe it off. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Now, for my main decoration, I stamped this image in tuxedo black, and then I colored it with my Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, and Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blends. Those are alcohol markers, so you can use whatever markers work the best for you or what you have. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back just to pop this image up a little bit, because that's always fun. If you guys know me at all from my blog, I like dimensionals. Yes, I do. Cannot lie, I like dimensionals. If it isn't popped up, I'm kind of bumming about how I've missed the boat. Okay, there we go. We'll put another one just for good luck. Maybe one right here. More good luck. Can never have too much luck. All right, now we'll pull these off like so. I toyed with a ribbon on this, but it just was too much. Too much. Didn't like it, so I left it off. Alrighty, I'm gonna pull these off. And after this gets stuck on, the front is pretty much done. Okay, not a problem at all. It's very, very simple. And I do believe you will enjoy making this tarot card. Make sure I got all my little poppy doohahs up. And I'm just laying it on there so that that leaf goes right into the sentiment. And then I've got a brain freeze right there. I have a this is called a Genial Gems, and I'm using this in mint macaron, and I'm just gonna stick it right there. Okay, there we go. And that's the front. Now, on the back, you have another opportunity to show off a little more of the DSP. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, it's the same DSP and Misty Moonlight card mat that I used on the front. And we'll put that on there. Again, make sure you're going up and down. Here's another little tip about this card. There are very few clues here about where's up and where's down. So kind of keep track. Not saying I've ever made one of these cards and put anything on upside down. No, no, I will never admit to that. But it could happen pretty easily. Just saying. All right, and we'll get that on like that. And then I've also already made my little back. Again, it's the same stamped image that I used for my front decoration, just stamped in tuxedo black and colored with the blends, matted on Misty Moonlight. And we're going to stick it right in the middle of the back of the card, like so. All right. And I'm going to put one more Genial Gem on. Don't be afraid to put an embellishment on the inside / back of your card. Who says you can't? Nobody. There's no rules. There's no rules. All right, now, if you know me at all, you know I always decorate my envelope, so I just redid the stamped image on the front, colored again with the blends, and then I adhered some more of this Blushing Bride paper from the hand-penned petals, or hand-penned DSP on the envelope flap. And there it is, one each tower card. I think it's very easy, and I very much hope that you will give it a shot soon. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.